What's up everybody, my name is Valox and today we're going to be doing a review of Doctor Who, The Woman in Blue. That completely rhymed and well done to me, even though I didn't intend it. Oh well. So, quick starter, reminder, whatever. I do have a blocked nose and I'm going to sound weird in this video. Maybe, probably not, I don't know. You'll have to guess for yourself. I feel like I'm sounding weird at the moment, can't speak because of this blocked nose. It's going to be hard for me to concentrate, but I'm going to do my best. I love this song. Sadly, not the 720 version. I'm a bit annoyed at that because they don't sell it to the UK or around. So, a bit annoying how you have a good TV show of the UK, good product in America. Oh wait, we won't sell it in the other country that the actual TV show is from. Just saying. UK, America. It's not that hard, and they'd make more money. I'd buy it any day. Anyways, moving on. So, my review. First of all, as I've already said, absolutely amazing episode. Better than everything we've ever seen in Capaldi's era, for example. The writing was great. I loved this episode. It was absolutely amazing. I was definitely smiling the whole way through. First of all, gonna quickly say this, Grace's death didn't make me sad at all. Everyone that I've seen reacted to it, they were so shocked and upset. I called it from the start, okay? Now here was my logical thinking from the start. I was like, we haven't ever been introduced to you before. You're a character all of a sudden. They wouldn't kill you off in the first episode, would they? But then I thought more about it and I realised, this was towards the middle of the episode. I was like, maybe the reason for her to die was, or for her maybe to die, because obviously I didn't know 100%, but I was guessing that if she were to die, Graham would have more of a reason to go travel with the Doctor, or to protect Ryan and be with him at all times. But as I was saying, it didn't upset me that much because of them reasons, and I was just like, it only makes sense. And then when she did, I was like, called it! I called it! Oh my god, I called it! That was my exact reaction as well. Just by myself yelling, I called it. Maybe seems mental to you, but normal to me. Alex. Moving on. Costume. I've already spoke about that in the past. Good grammar. Spoke about that in the past, and I love it. The changing scene, however, I do feel like it was a little bit rushed. Just a small bit. Because Tennant, it was very drawn out, which going in the TARDIS, which is what I wanted with Jodie. Struggled getting that out there. Anyways, so with Smith, we had more of an epic walking through on the Doctor, and he had his costume on. And then Capaldi just showed up in his outfit, where did you come from? And where did that come from? He was just in the TARDIS in his new costume. It was a little bit annoying that he didn't go through the whole, which should I pick? But Jodie's was pretty cool nevertheless, even though it was short. I still thought it was cool. I liked it. In the shop, just throwing out clothes, but I feel like it would have been nicer if at least we had more in depth of her going through the shop, looking at all the clothes and picking them off the hangers, reminiscent of Tennant, bringing back memories to the fans. But knowing the fans nowadays who aren't true fans, they won't understand that it was just a callback, and they'll go, you just copied because you were lazy, not because you wanted to throw us all back to 2000 whenever, 6 was it? 2006 I believe. But yeah, once again, moving on. So thanks to my good friend Lewis, I do have a quick review from him which I will use in this video in just a minute. What I wanted to say is we were talking through Instagram right after the episode, oh my god, it was amazing, rather than picking apart things, and then we slowly started picking apart, and then he wrote almost this small paragraph or thing or whatever, just telling me of what he thought of the episode, and I was like, I agree, so I'm going to use it here. Gotta get my phone, turn it on, hang on. Okay, so he said, the cinematography and visuals were great. I thought Jodie was pretty good, and the companions were a lot of fun, which I agree with. They were, and even more so with the companions. They went more in depth, if you know what I mean, to their backstory and everything, especially with Ryan in this episode, which makes me think different characters each episode, they'll go more in depth with history. I know at the end they hinted at Graham, well they didn't hint at, they straight up told us that he had cancer or whatever, so that was a little bit more of a depth backstory, how he met Grace or whatever. But moving on from that, we are going back to Ryan which I think in the next episode it will be based on another companion, probably Yasmin, and then maybe Graham. That's just a speculation based off of the 16-second trailer we got. I'll get to the end credit sequence and everything later, or after this, in fact. The acting wasn't the greatest, but the message still was good, which I believe the message in my own version was something like never quit, and like I don't actually know. The best one I could come up with is don't quit and don't be scared. Just go for it. There we go. Message is just go for it. The theme was alright, I think. I like how the Vortex looks similar to the Hartnell intro, which it kind of does, but to me it actually looks like John Smith's Vortex short, his Dematerialization short, and his Deep Breath Series 8 concept intro. Now, I know John Smith is actually working for the BBC and has been for a while now, so I mean it kind of makes sense. It's like, if they're gonna hire you, use the idea you used for your Vortex. And that's what it kind of looked like to me, if you go back and look at John Smith on YouTube's videos. He made it amazing, and I watched him, like, way before he was on the BBC or hired for the BBC, so I'm happy that they actually noticed him. I believe he done Series 10, like, the trailer as well. Anyways, moving on. Keep saying moving on, this should just be the quote of the day. Moving on. My camera's blurring, don't blur. Am I gonna have to stay really close? I'm joking. Please don't blur. Is that better? I think it's better. Okay, so I know it's a little bit darker, but it's the best way. Okay, stop it from blurring. It keeps blurring. Anyways, he says that he doesn't think the villain's going to be the same. That's why he doesn't believe it's a two-parter, because I did say, are you sure this might not be a two-parter? Even though they specifically said then there's no two-parters, because they left on like a cliffhanger with them just in space. I'm like, what? Which is a crazy way to leave it off, and I'm really happy they done that. Great writing once again. But yeah, I guess it does make sense. The villain is now gone. He may return, but that's going to be later on in the series, probably towards the end when they bring back all the bunch of characters we've seen throughout the series, and it's going to come to a big thing with Jodie, and then we're going to go on to Series 12. Woo! And I'm going to have left school. I'll leave school probably way before then. Oh man. I'll leave school in like May. Ah yeah, the theme. That was awesome and epic. Okay, so I don't know if the themes were different. They kind of sound a little bit different, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But the theme when she falls down. Okay, if they are different, this part is my favourite. When she comes, I can't stop watching this scene. She comes down through the train. She stands up in the theme queues. What I thought was going to happen if they had a title change, because I completely forgot, I thought it was going to go dun dun dun, dun rather than the, you know how they normally have the sting, which is the or whatever, bad sound effects. But you know how they have that bit, if instead it was just something, it cuts to a clip and it's just like dun 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 dun, while still showing that clip for a bit, and then she's like, what? And then it shows you the title sequence. Anyone else with me? Come on, that is awesome. So I've come a little bit close. I'm getting up in your personal space now. This is actually getting uncomfortable for me, just being this close to the camera. So the end Vortex we did get hinted at, as I've already said, and the colours I just wanted to bring up are kind of like this. You know what I mean? Like a purplish blue. I'm going to call it space blue, and they used that, or space purple, either or, and it just looked awesome. It looked awesome. I loved the colours. I loved the way it sort of walked like back and forth, which is in fact what Hartnell's Vortex, like the original 1960s one, did. And I guess it goes with the theme. Also, about the theme, you know how I recreated, right? There's something different about it. Now, it's not just Hartnell and drums on top. It can't be. I tried, and it just doesn't sound the same at all. When I just put the Hartnell theme and added drums for the recreate, there's something different. I don't know what it is. Tempo, I don't know. Anything, I don't know. There's something that I don't know is actually different. But nevertheless, it's awesome. And it has more of an echo when it goes to the do-we-you bit. It has kind of like a screech or echo or something. as I did point out before, something I wanted to pick out about the end credits. What was with all the names and introducing the actors? That was pointless. At that point, what I would have done is had I had a massive trailer play of everything you're going to see in the whole series. So while that film was playing, you'll see her in the next episode, and then the episode after that. Maybe not even in a row. Maybe just whenever. But it will show her doing everything. But I guess it is Chibnall, and I can, being a true Whovian, can accept the fact that we will see it eventually. It's not like we're never going to see it, and I'm not desperate for spoilers like that. But there are people out there who hated the Glorious theme, and I said it was fine. And it had a message behind it, so from a media perspective, I can see why they used that song. Do you know what I mean? But overall, I absolutely loved that theme. That theme, that theme either or. It was awesome. It was just an epic version of Heartbeat. So yeah, back to the name thing. What was it? I'm still confused and have no idea why you were just showing actors. I don't care who's going to be in the next episode. I don't care about all these actors. I mean, like, let me do my own version. So it's like this.
Is anyone excited? 'Cause I'm really excited.
Hi. Do you see my point? It's just kind of a little bit ridiculous of them looking at the camera or whatever, just to, you know, have their name be shown or whatever. I would have rather like a trailer style clip and it actually be coming soon. So it makes sense, but the actors, no, don't do that again. Don't. Putting Venom aside, like, I don't know what I was going to say after that. If you want more like reviews like this, then sure, go ahead and tell me. Picking up the Sonic. I love this so much. So good. And then it's got this mode. Kind of a glitch there between that, but... So definitely I didn't mean to do a 720 version in the UK, but... I feel like this is more of an accurate size, to be honest. In the show, that is more accurate, the size of the Sonic. It's the more accurate look, kind of, and there's less screws than the 720 version. Only complaint is, the light is not as bright. That was not made to run, but you know what I mean. Sound effects, things a little bit jittery, but overall, I like it. And this came out before the episode did, so thank you, character options, because I got all the other Sonics up here. I've got one in its box. I've got the 11th, just somewhere. I've lost the 11th, probably in the box down here, which you can't see. I got the 11th. I got obviously the 9th and 10th. I got the 9th and 10th again. I have the Universal Remote, which I kind of class in there, which is my holy grail right here. Yes, I kissed the box. And I threw it down onto the bed because it's my holy grail. And you got the 11th somewhere. 12th is up there. Actually, I think I got the first 12th as well. That looks like the 11th, but the touch control. I got the secondary 12th, which is in the box, which is round like this one. And as I've shown you before, actually I don't think I've shown you before, that's in the egg. Doesn't matter, this is the box, looks beautiful. We drop that. And yeah, that's it. Why are my outros so awkward? Bye. Just cover the camera, and you're not gonna see anything. So guys, if you want one of these, which I think are awesome, you can just get them on Amazon. I don't know if I'll put the link in the description, I rarely remember. As you can see, the box looks awesome, especially this artwork, which I wish was like a full thing to have as like a computer or phone background. So definitely use that. That looks awesome. Bye.